This week's scenario is Close Quarters from the 2014 Steamroller packet. This scenario does consist of the Killbox Artifice effect and has two flags. The friendly flag, which can be dominated for 1 CP, or an enemy flag which can be controlled for 1 CP or dominated for 2 CPs. First to 5 control points or caster assassination wins the game.
Today I'm playing Epic Krueger with his little main squeeze, the Wilder. A couple of Wardens, yes, I know Wardens. Wait till you see what else is coming. Ghetorix, Gorax, and as promised, I got sticks. Can't have chicks with sticks, so might as well have some sticks. The idea is to put up a couple little forests out front there to get my army not charged early on, and then dominate the zones. Druids, pretty much in every Krueger list I play, at least lately. A couple of units of stones and a Blackclad, and that's my army.
Hey everybody, Taodark here. So this week I'm playing my E-Madrak list again. I've actually been giving this a lot of practice lately, and one of the things that's kind of sticking out is I need a second Fell Caller. I've had too many occasions where of the 3 units that I have, one of them is looking for a Fell Caller to boost them for whatever they need to do, and is just on the wrong side of the table. So I'm going to have to play around the points to see if I can't fit a Fell Caller in. We'll see how it plays out this week. So I won the roll off and I decided to go first, and that's partially due to the fact that I'm playing against E-Krueger, and I know full well that a lot of individuals who play E-Krueger like to use his feat on the top of 2 to gain a scenario advantage. They'll move forward, then I'll move forward, and then on their turn 2 they'll move forward again, pop feed, push everything back, everything's at a reduced speed, and they'll start dominating or controlling and getting a scenario advantage to the point where when on my next activation I may be able to contest, but I won't be able to prevent the controlling on the back end or dominating on the back end, and they'll be up by 3 or 4 depending on how it works out, and it quickly falls apart. Since I don't know what his deployment is because I'm going first, I'm just opting for a generic symmetrical deployment, warders on either side, Fennblades in the center, support staff around, and then light beasts spread about, Impaler and Storm Troll one side, Pyre and Madrak on another. I'm looking at the obstruction in the center of the zone and kind of going to use that as a way of protecting Madrak from Ghetorix and any sort of like double teleport shenanigans, if I can try and use that. But against Krueger, where you place your model isn't necessarily where it ends up.
That's a whole lot of medium bases over there. I'm not sure I can handle this. The map board is really bad for me. He's got walls and obstacles to use to negate my feet. He has no advanced deploy. I have quite a bit. Most of my army ADs, in fact. My Druids are not happy with their with the speed that his army is going to be able to get on top of me. Try to use these trees to maybe this tree, the Gallows Grove, to maybe negate a few tough rolls. It's not going to be very useful in this game, I don't think. If he plays it right, he's going to be in my face from the get-go. So I'm going to try to throw a few clouds up and blow up a few of the little sticks to make some forests to block line of sight, to hopefully make him have to run instead of charge. But overall, I'm not liking the matchup. I just don't have enough heavy bodies.
Trollbloods turn 1. So as I mentioned in my deployment section, I'm basically going to try and use the obstruction in the center of the zone to my advantage. Running the Fennblades up just to get them prepped for turn 2. Because I have the 2 turns to activate, I'm fairly certain he's not going to pop feet on the top of 1. He won't catch much of the army. And if he does, then it becomes a situation where that whatever doesn't get catched will just fall in place of anything that's affected by the speed. That being said, I still don't feel like he's going to do a top of 1. So I'm advancing everything up with the notion of I'm going to just run again next turn or charge or whatever the case might be. It really just depends on what he's going to do with the Druids, if I'm given an opportunity to charge because of the Druids or not. I'm committed to trying to gain points on the far objective with one of my units or with one of the solos supporting them. He's kind of light on what would be closest to the screen, in my opinion. He's got a lot of his heavies that are on the far side of the obstruction from this view, and if I present enough of a juicy target with putting Madrak and the such to try and put Madrak to where he can dominate the close flag, then maybe most of the heavies will go to that side trying to deal with Madrak and his warders and Fennblades, that he'll leave the left side a little bit exposed, and I might be able to use a solo or something like that to start controlling and gaining scenario points on that side. The Gallows is definitely a target of interest. I'm going to see if I can't use my Storm Troll or my Impaler to deal with the Gallows, because I do not want to have to deal with random arc spells from that direction or negating tough. So that's the target.
Well, he did move his army pretty far forward. Not as far as I thought, but it's pretty far forward. I'm going to move the Druids up here, make a few clouds. The only cloud templates that I have are a little bit small, so I'm just going to have to remember that they're not 3 inches across. I think what I'm going to do is make clouds, counter magic, and elemental protection, and then I'm going to use the Geomancers and Krueger to pull out the lead Druids, pull them back, so that for his guys with reach here, they're going to have to stand in the cloud to hit me when they get up here. It's pretty much about all I can do. Yes, these little circles here are about 2 3/4 inches across instead of 3. So even when I move them out, they're going to still be in. These guys here, I'm going to blow up and make trees. I probably should have made more trees than I did. I probably should make all 3 of them trees, but I decided to only do 2. Actually, I only did 1. The Gallows Grove moves up to hide behind the tree. I'm probably, if he moves up and does his feat this turn, if he just runs his guys and then does his feat, he's probably going to kill that stuff over there. At least the stick and the grove. I'm kind of hesitant to move anything else over there, but I'm going to probably, because there's no minuses to hit standing on the trees, just on the clouds. See, all those Druids are still towing those trees there, so he actually can charge them if he likes on his turn. He goes Krueger, he'll back that Druid up. I moved him a little too far back, but he should be just barely. He's far enough back if that circle were 3 inches, but he's a little too far back there. I'm not going to do anything with anything else, just going to kind of move him forward, put the stones up in preparation for if he moves his guy up, moves his caster up and tries to feed on me to take out my front lines. I'm going to be able to teleport and try assassination, hopefully. That's what this list was actually built to try. I'm trying to do it. Krueger controls the game fairly easily just by himself and the Druids. So you can take objectives and zones fairly easily like that. But the ability to geomancy an extra telekinesis is really important with these Woldwardens.
Troll's turn 2. So a couple things that presented themselves. The Druids went up and popped smoke, so I'm not going to be able to feat charge really any of them. But because I'm almost certain that he's going to pop his feat next turn, or I'm planning for him to at least. What I'm contemplating about doing is basically just running up the Fennblades to get them that distance, to get up to that space where they're in. If I put the Blood Fury on them to give an additional dice, it would be the equivalency of them charging when I run them up and then pop feet to allow them to get swings on anything in that area. This is one of the situations where I really kind of wish that I had the multiple fell callers, because if I had a fell caller on that right hand side, then I could potentially fell call the Fennblades and then potentially fell call or advance up and spray to kill some of the sentries, sentry stones that are there. The other thing that are sentry stick guys. The other thing that I also see is that in the sentry formation, one of the Mannikins is in a place where I can draw a line of sight with some of my Fennblades. So if I charge the Fennblades up and do it in such a manner that I can use and engage the Mannikin, but then have a couple of them who could potentially redirect their attacks on the Gallows or the Sentry Stone itself, then it's a situation where I could run forward and potentially kill out the Gallows and not have to worry about using shooting to do that. So that's where I'm activating the Fennblades now, and I'm declaring charge run. And basically what I'm doing is I'm using the Mannikin as my charge target, but I am advancing in such a way that when I charge him, I have potential redirects when the furthest back Fennblade kills or tries to kill the Mannikin. So in this situation, I'm going to get 3 of them in there. Just measuring out to make sure I have threat, advancing up, and then instead of starting my attacks when I get to the Mannikin, instead of starting my attacks with the first guy that charged the Mannikin, I can start it from the back. And then if he kills the Mannikin, the other 2 can redirect to something that's in their reach range. And here, like as I was mentioning, the Fennblades are just running up. It's jamming them past, or jamming the Circle Army out of getting too close to the flag, so I could potentially start controlling or dominating on the top of 3 or the top of 3. And then here is where I am going through the far back one killed the Mannikin, so now the Fennblades are redirecting their attacks. They're not going to get the charge bonus, but I at least can get that engagement going. It is one of those situations though where if I don't kill the Gallows because they have a place effect, he doesn't have to worry about free strikes when he gets moved. So it was one of those situations where I really needed that Blood Fury to make sure that I got that third dice, since I was losing the 4th dice due to redirect. Here I'm just activating the Impaler, and I am just trying to get some damage out, putting Far Strike on him, and then activating the Warders. There may actually be a potential for me to use the Warders to do my controlling of that zone. I have 5 of them. They're really healthy, and unless he diverts a heavy over to that side, they're going to be a real hard unit to get off of that flag. So activating Madrak's putting more. The stone is activating and putting up its strength aura, and then advancing up and getting into a position where basically what I'm doing is I'm creating an alleyway for Madrak to advance up so that he's basically surrounded by the stones. So I have Grim Salvation targets. As I mentioned in the deployment section of this video, the only thing about playing E-Krueger is because he's got telekinesis, because of his feet, it's really difficult to commit where you're going, because when you're done, he may end up moving you. So I kind of using that alleyway of stones, so that he either has to push them in such an order that he doesn't knock into, Madrak doesn't knock into other models. He has to clear them out if he wants to try and teleport, or he has other issues with telekinesis where they're not going to be able to move around. I'm just trying to basically lock down Madrak so that A, he's survivable, and B, he's not going anywhere. So I pop feet, and I'm basically going through with the attacks on the Druids and the stones. I'm trying to knock out Sentry stones. I'm trying to knock out stones to stop teleportation. So if I can kill that third stone, I can prevent any sort of jumping from the war beasts. Nobody else really is going to be able to contribute. Ideally, I could have the Impaler throw his spear, or I could have the lightning troll shoot something, or I could have the Pyre Troll shoot something, but anything that they could potentially reach off to is engaged by a Fennblade, so it would increase their defense to a point where it's just not worth taking the shot and potentially killing my own jam unit. So measuring out, just seeing which Druids I have access to. Because the cloud affects my mat, the being able to kill or being able to hit these Druids is pretty damn difficult. So unfortunately I didn't get any of them, but at least they're jammed up.
So, I think I got an assassination attempt here. There's just so many medium-based tough models everywhere. Definitely sure that I can't dominate that his flag. I can probably dominate my flag for a point this turn, but he's just going to have... It'll get me another point next turn, and then he'll be back in my face. So, just gonna go ahead and see if I can't squeeze an assassination out. I got to get rid of some of the Krielstone dudes. I'm gonna have to move some of the Krielstones away from him so he can't self-sack or whatever that is that he does to the Trollkin dudes. I think I got it. Depending on what this Blackclad does here, if he can clear out enough of these guys that are in my face here that the Druids can move out and do their thing, I think I can move enough models around. So, he's going to spray. I think I'm going to shoot at the second guy there. Gets just about all of them. In fact, I think it does get all of them. Yep. So here goes. Give me some rolls. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got all 5 of them. So let's see how many tough rolls he can make. Oh yeah, all but 2 of them are in the Krielstones with their bonus armor. Here comes a whole pile of tough rolls. They're all knocked down though, which frees up the Druid, or the Druids. So now they're going to try to do their thing. It's starting to look like the assassination is going to work. You can never tell about assassination on these troll casters though. Their tough rolls can just cause all kinds of problems. Ghetorix with Primal on him can get to him if I do this right. I think I'm going to end up having to put Krueger in harm's way, however. Him busting up my green set of stones, the stones with the UA attachment, kind of sucked. It's my fault. I moved them just a little bit too far forward. I didn't need to be where they were. So the Druids are dragging these guys around. We're going to drag them to give me a place to land next to his caster. Can't hurt him really. I mean, I can with an extreme roll, but they're all pushing armor 19 and 20. Gonna have to sit here and think about this. It looks like I have what I need now. I'm gonna teleport or telekinesis Ghetorix back into those white stones, and I think he's got enough room. So I've got the 2 wardens to telekinesis stuff. I'll telekinesis his caster. I'm probably going to have to do the caster with Krueger. Krueger can fly over this mess and knock down trolls. I guess the wardens, one will telekinesis Ghetorix. So the druids are pushing them out of the way to try to make room for the wardens to get in there. I really don't want to use my feet. I could, but I think using the feet this turn is just not going to be necessary. I should get on anywhere near normal dice. I should get the assassination off if Krueger doesn't fail telekinesing him and turn him around. So now I'm pondering the moves need to be made, and Krueger's going to go for it. He charges the knockdown dude, flying over the rest of these guys. After his charge, after his movement's done, he telekinesis is. Actually, I'm going to drop a lightning storm into the middle of those Krielstone dudes. Try to kill a few of them. Maybe that'll give him less self-sacrifice models. Yeah, I got 1, got 2, got 2. He made a tough roll on one of them. I think now I can drag him away from the one guy that he can sack pawn with. It's going to leave Krueger with 1 fury, but got a lot of druids. Ghetorix is going to be up there. He shouldn't be able to get a lot of stuff on Krueger if I fail this. I mean, it's a scary thing. I got that guy. Do I want to get stupid? What the hell? I'm in for a penny, in for a pound. Might as well attack the other guy. So I'll buy an attack. Get him to. That's kind of a help a little bit. It probably wasn't a wise move, because if this assassination fails, I have 0 transfers. Warden will move up. He's gonna get that green dude out of the way. I guess he'll pound on a couple of the little wardens, or the knockdown dudes, after he's done moving the Krielstone guy. It's a tough decision here, because I pretty much have my caster hanging out to dry now, so I have to. This assassination has to work, or I have to be very careful how I do it. And I think the order of activations is going to mean that it just has to work, because I think if I fail this assassination, Krueger is just too vulnerable right now. He's hard to hit. He's 15 defense, but he's pretty easy to kill if he hits him. 15 armor is not that much with weapon masters. Oops, removed the wrong stone there. Should be the green stones. There we go. This guy will take a shot over here at these guys, hopefully looking for a good shot. Ooh, got doubles, knocked them all down. I guess I get to roll for damage for them. They're inside the Krielstone, so they're not going to get hurt too much. Oh, I got one of them. Here goes. Wilder went up and put primal on him, and then Stones put him in his face, or put him in his butt. Actually, I turned him around. So it's anything but Snake Eyes hits, and I'm at dice +2, I believe. So I rate to kill him with this many attacks. He's got 2 transfers and no way to sack pawn, so that leaves me a little bit overkill. Actually, I rolled crap for damage so far. I rolled a 3 and a 5 on damage. There's a good roll. Got two more attacks left. I missed him with that last roll. Rolled Snake Eyes. He rolled just to see if he would have been tough if I'd hit, if I'd killed him.
Troll's turn 3. Whoa! Holy cow. I cannot believe that luck favored me on that last roll, and the Snake Eyes came up to let Madrak live, because, woof. I was just, wow. Okay, so, I've been given an opportunity to pull this out. Krueger has no Fury on him, so he has no transfers. I have a couple warders, I think 2 in total, that could potentially put damage on him. There is a Fennblade currently engaging him, and that has Blood Fury on him, so I'd like to be able to kill him out and make him pay for almost killing Madrak. But with that in mind, I also have to address the fact that I have a Ghetorix to my face, and if this doesn't work, I need to reserve some of my resources to kill him out as well. So the Fellcaller activates, and actually one of the things of note is I completely forgot to do my Vengeance moves on here. I should have, but I just didn't even think about it. So the Fellcaller activates, giving me the additional hit. I would like to have actually used the ability for him to stand up the knockdown Fennblades, but they're going to need the increased hit for the one who's engaging Krueger to potentially do any damage to him, or to actually hit him. So the other, the one they sack their action or movement to advance up. One of them advances up to engage the stone UA, and then the others are just kind of advancing through. I do manage to kill one stone, so I managed to break the green stone unit, or green based stone units, so that they can't teleport. And I'm just kind of trying to get as much as I can out of my Fennblades. The real big thing is the swing on Krueger, which, because of the one of the Fennblades actually swings on the Woldwarden to do a little bit of damage to it. It was just an attack that I had available to me, and then the other one manages to put a significant amount of damage on Krueger, and was actually only able to hit because of the Fellcaller's Warcry. I would have another situation where, if I could have added a second Fellcaller, I would have put Warcry on the warder unit that I am about to activate. These warders are going to charge him, but they are going to trigger free strikes because of the Druids' reach weapons. I'm not too terribly worried about it. Ideally, in a better scenario, I should have activated the stone to increase their armor, but I just was so hell-bent on trying to kill out Krueger with minimal activations, so that later activations could be used to salvage a failed assassination run, if there is one. And then the other warder here is activating. He's advancing up, and I think he actually only takes one free strike from the farthest Druid. They managed to do 1 or 2 points of damage, but wasn't enough to kill out a warder. And then, because I'm not sure if two warders is going to be enough to kill Krueger if they miss, I'm concerned about dealing with Ghetorix, so I activate 2 of them to go after Ghetorix, and then I activate one of them to just charge the Druids to engage them up, so that they don't start shooting things around next turn. He does have his feet still available to him, so he probably could disengage with no issue. Unfortunately, the 2 warders that I did get on Krueger missed. They did not. They didn't have enough hit. One of them actually missed by 1 point. Again, if I had that second Fellcaller, it wouldn't have been an issue. So they both missed, and now I'm basically in a scenario of I need to recover and I need to save Madrak. So the other 2 warders go after Ghetorix, doing a good chunk of damage, but unfortunately Madrak's going to have to finish it out. I started activating Madrak and then changed my mind, realizing it's okay to activate the stones now. So I activate the stones, put one behind the obstruction, So that way when he pops feet next turn, I'm not worried about him potentially shifting somebody out so that they can kill the stone. I was just trying to block my moving forward of that stone. I probably should have also done akin with Madrak, but I activate some of the other stone scribes to be within 1 inch of Madrak for transfer. I'll even transfer to the stone himself if I have to. Or actually, I don't even have a choice in the matter, but the stone is available to me. Madrak activates and puts Blood Fury on himself since he's not getting a charge. I want to make sure that what damage I do get on Ghetorix, I managed to do. And I managed to get enough attacks to kill Ghetorix, but I'm only sitting on 1 transfer, which is unfortunate. Because he's not going to have many transfers next turn, and I don't have a way of getting Blood Fury off of me. So Madrak's defense is actually lower because of Blood Fury. I would have preferred to have been able to push Blood Fury on anything, I don't know, Kithkar, just so that it's not reducing his defense and making him better survival. I do manage to engage the warders with the flag, and they're not contested, so I will get 1 point this turn. And I do actually, earlier I ran a Kithkar up to engage Krueger. I originally was going to charge Krueger to kill out those last few points, but completely forgetting the fact that you just killed Ghetorix, so he has transfers now. So ideally what I probably should have done is maybe had him stand in front of Madrak, so that way when he was pushed or pulled or anything like that, it would have been another model in the way of Krueger or anybody getting to Madrak, or another model that Madrak would bump into when he got moved around. But we'll have to see how the following turn works out. I expect defeat next turn.
Well, ladies and gents, I must be living a charmed life. Krueger should have been meat that turn. I'm not going to give him a second chance. I'm going to feed here, moving his caster first so he bumps into that guy behind him and stays there, and then moving everything else out of the way. It's going to be a little bit chancy. Krueger himself is going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting. He can get on his caster and beat the hell out of him with as many attacks as he can, but it's a troll. He's hard to hit, or not that hard to hit, but for my low mat he is, and he's hard to hurt because I can't get him away from the Krielstone far enough for him not to get the armor bonus. I can push all of his little troll buddies away, so he's going to have nothing to sack pawn with. And he had to use all of his focus, or his fury, to take out Ghetorix. Ghetorix was a champ. He stayed in the way and had guys engaged with him, so they couldn't get to Krueger without a free strike. So he had to kill Ghetorix first, and he did, but that gives Krueger 4 fury to transfer. So Krueger turned out to be fairly invulnerable. He missed with 2 of his other trolls on attacks on Krueger, and that was a huge thing, because if you look, Krueger's only got like 7 or 8 life, 7 life left. That was before he had the 4 fury to transfer. Now Krueger goes up, telekinesis that guy out of the way to give the warden a place to land, a landing pad. I think I'm probably going to have to move Krueger out of the way too if I don't kill the troll, the caster here right now. I've got 5 fury. He's at 2 life. I'm at dice minus 8 or 9. I seriously think I should boost to hit. I do. Boost the damage. I do. And don't get him. Actually, that was boosted charge. That was not good. I need to roll a 10 on 3 dice to make him make a tough check, and I rolled quite a bit lower than 10. Got a quandary here. Do I spend the... I'm not sure there's enough room for the warden to land here, so I just need to telekinesis myself out of the way. The warden not having reach is a big deal. So Krueger's going to TK himself out of the way. I guess I'll spend my last fury to buy 1 more attack. I mean, I'm not going to get another chance at him, so it's all or nothing here. I miss again, or I hit, but I roll 7 or so on damage, which is not enough to hurt him. So here goes. First warden is going to go in here and face around where he gets my other warden in his front arc. Telekinesis him into the stones, and then beat up on this dude here. smushed him. Tough. Hit him again. No tough. I really hate the tough mechanic when I'm not the one that's tough. Let's see. I guess pretty much time to go to town. Here he comes. Don't need to measure. We know these well within 8. His guy didn't move, and that guy's the same place Ghetorix was. Guess I'll boost to hit. Got him. Should boost the damage. He's tough. Second attack. Don't boost the hit. Get him. He fails a tough roll.